It may seem like a story based on a nightmare, but it's not. It really happened. And in this case, reality surpassed fiction. The Poquianchis were a group of Mexican sisters known for being the most feared serial killers in history. It is believed that between 1945 and 1964, they committed around 150 murders, although the official number of victims was 91. They owned several brothels in Guanajuato and Jalisco, were involved in human trafficking, kidnapping teenagers, and forcing them to work as prostitutes. The captives earned debts from the clothes and food provided by the Poquianchis and were forced to work in order to pay them back. Born in Irapuato, in the state of Guanajuato, the Gonzales Valenzuela sisters, Delfina, Maria de Jesus, Maria del Carmen, and Maria Luisa, grew up in a broken home with a violent father who would beat them up constantly and who made them witness executions of prisoners since he worked as a sheriff. When they grew older, they inherited their family's wealth and began their brothel's business, acquiring bar permits from corrupted officers, which they would offer free sexual services in their places. According to a declaration from the sisters themselves, they would have partners who would be in charge of searching for teenage girls from 12 to 15 years old, be it in farms or the street, whom they would kidnap or hire under the false position of being servants. Once at the brothels, the young girls were locked up, raped on numerous occasions by their kidnappers, stripped naked and bathed in cold water so they could serve drinks and begin to be prostituted after. Women were not allowed to leave the brothel, and if they became pregnant, they had abortions or their babies were killed. Young women who disobeyed, tried to escape, or rebelled were tortured and killed on the very grounds where they were exploited. The story, in general terms, is extremely undignified and unutterable. When the girls were considered old, when they reached 25 years of age, they were taken to a ranch where they were locked up without food or water for several days. Salvador Estrada Bocanegra. The executioner would kick them against a wall with a nail on many occasions, and then he would bury them alive, throw them off a roof or anything to get rid of them. In the brothels, other prostitutes became involved in the murders and tortures under the promise that nothing would happen to them. Among the myths of this story, the tabloids reported that the Poquianchis performed satanic rites by killing animals and watching their captives being raped for more money and protection, something that was never proven. After several months of investigation, confrontation, and interrogations, the Gonzales Valenzuela sisters were arrested and charged with kidnapping, human trafficking, and aggravated homicide, giving them the maximum penalty at the time of 40 years in prison. However, 2 of them died behind bars before being released.